Radiant team pick.
And they go Rubik, so that gives them a little bit of control. They could steal some control here, with the Burrow Strike to take, as well as could really steal the False Promise from the Oracle. So I like the Rubik pick. I don't know if it's going to be enough. Both teams still need more control.
5 seconds remaining.
So we really need to see what direction they're going to go in.
Newbee's turn to pick. Lena.
They go Lena. They go back to that HYM Lena. That's that 4-position Lena, giving you some burst damage there with the Laguna Blade, having that stun to pair up with the Burrow Strike of the Sand King. I think it works well with this lineup. You do like to have that burst with that stun, and HYM really played it quite well in the last game. Now, obviously, you had a little bit more of an advantage there with the Drow Ranger that was with it for Sylar. You've got Sylar this time on the Troll. You'll have Inflame on the Sand King, and then you're still looking for your mid. I don't think they're going to go back to the Storm.
Radiant team back.
Disruptor.
This Disruptor there is more catch for you. If you can land a kinetic field on somebody, that's a long time for the static link to be placed onto someone by that Razor. So you've got the 4-position Rubik, the 5-position Disruptor, offlane Doom, and we'll see where Razor does end up going. I've seen him mid, seen him safe lane, so.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Final ban phase here for both sides, and Newbee will have the 9th pick, giving Sirius the final pick of the draft. So definitely looking to get rid of something for Newbee that they don't want to be up against, that they could be countered with in that final pick. A lot of time here for Sirius, and could see OD kind of find a ban here.
Turn to ban.
They ban the Medusa. We'll see what Newbee want to ban. OD does give some more control. Could use another stun here for Newbee if they want to throw the Razor mid, go safe lane with something else.
5 seconds remaining.
Not a lot of reserve time for them to work with. But most likely thinking of both their pick and their ban here.
Newbee's turn to pick.
They end up banning the Dragonite and they go to the Queen of Paint, so mobility. I really do think that they're kind of lacking control. They've got Glimpse, they've got Kinetic Field as well as the Telekinesis. But is that going to be enough? And I really don't know if that will be.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
So now you got to see what this final pick will be here for Sirius. As you're up against the Queen of Pain. OD completely ignored in both games. A bit of a surprise. And they go Morphling.
You may now select
Okay,
your
so
heroes.
Razor's going to be safe lane. With Queen of Pain mid, ASD mid on that Morphling, Sylar on the Troll, Inflame on the Sand King, Tian Ming on the Oracle, leaving Lena with HYM. Waishi with the Rubik, Jaja on the Razor, all in with the Doom, leaving Fenrir back on the Disruptor. So game 2 coming up at you next. We'll see who ends up taking this, if it will be a series for Sirius, or if we're going to see a 1-1 split between both these teams. Having Sylar back to the 1 position is, or has been, pretty important here for Sirius, and we saw them in Game 1 looking like a much better team with Sirius and not having Sylar at the 5. And as much as I hate to say it, I think he is definitely, in this 1 game sample size, of course, performed better than Freeze. I mean, maybe it's just the draft destined to fail if you've got Sylar in the 5, and that's nothing against his play, but more just, is that the right spot for him to be in? To go from one to 5 is definitely a huge difference.
Prepare for battle.
So we'll be underway here. See if we get the 5-man smoke over towards this top bounty rune. Both teams have smoked, and mids will spot each other with pings coming out quick. 4 heroes heading towards top for Newbee. Let's see. Not in too much trouble as they come all the way around here on Sirius. Inflame going in pretty deep, and might be able to find SCCC. Force him to take that Blink level 1 instead of maybe say the Shadow Strike. So they come all the way around here to try and get this top bounty rune, and they'll have Burrow Strike to work with as well as the Fortune's End. So definitely some potential here for a kill. We'll see what the Lina ends up taking.
The battle begins.
She shows himself, hit with the Burrow Strike. They'll charge up the Fortune's End. HYM will go with the LSA, and it will be able to land. And now this Rubik in a lot of trouble will end up dying to this Lina. The Static Link comes out on to Tian Ming, but they've got the Burrow Strike again with the LSA. Jaja hit with the Fortune's End. This is going to be 2 kills here for Sirius. Double kill to start it off. And that is big here for Sirius to get those 2 kills. Bounty runes actually as well end up 3-1, so things are just devastating for Newbee at the moment. So how are these lanes going to end up playing out? We'll take a look bottom for a moment. Sylar against Alwyn. Alwyn taking a lot of harassment. And then over mid, SCCC up against ASD Morphling against the Quap. No surprise. Rotation immediately from Tian Ming. And then HYM here with Inflame up against Jaja, Waishi, and Fenrir to start. So Shadow Strike comes in, Fortune's End, always nice. Always nice to have that basic Dispel. ASD able to salve up and really stay in this lane. Already a 1,000 net worth lead here for the side of Sirius. As they have set themselves up in a pretty good spot with that early double kill. As they'll try to just maintain this lead and really look for the 2-0, and they're in a good spot to start with. Sylar solo farming over bottom. Alwyn behind him by about a level. This is going well on all fronts so far for Sirius.
Top tower is under attack.
Over top. Inflame spotted. 3 heroes here. Why is she using that telekinesis to throw him back into the hands of Jaja with that static link? Although it says he only got 1 attack damage, so it's probably at the end of his life. Look at Jaja for a moment, but don't elect to go in on that. They still have the Morphling over mid. Taking the Oracle over mid to help the Morphling. Sorry about that. All he's got right now is Fortune's End. So just having that basic Dispel. Sylar taking a lot of damage here from Alwyn, as Alwyn has recovered quite nicely. And the lane's quieting down quite a bit, but they've got the telekinesis on HYM, the stun thrown at the Disruptor. The static link is out, but the Burrow Strike hits on to 2. Now with the Plasma Field, Firefly in trouble, ends up dying. Will throw the stun out on Jaja, but not going to matter. And Newbee evening this up at 2 apiece. So an early first blood, double kill there for HYM. And now, unfortunately, goes down, and they've fed 2 kills over towards top. Dust up the Sand King, give him the telekinesis, Burrow Strike through the trees onto this Rubik. The stun hits on it too. Why is she in trouble? HYM putting a lot of pressure onto these 3 heroes as, again, over bottom, Alwyn's low. Sylar by himself is just harassing this Doom. So many heroes just sitting so low on Newbee's side. The kinetic field saving this Razor, but might just put the Disruptor in trouble. And Fenrir will die. Jaja able to TP out. But a kill is there for Sirius. So they get 1 back in this top lane. And all 5 kills have happened here over towards top. Take 3 heroes here to get the kill, but really not that bad. But it does give him that 1,000 net worth lead once again, and you take a look as Troll is 34 and 8, and then you've got the Morphling at 21 and 3. Or 21 and 13. So his denies have been quite nice. The 19 and 9 of the Queen of Pain. Shadow Strike out on ASD. Nearby, they've also got Why Is She again with Telekinesis ready with Fade Bolt. Morphling moving a little far forward. Might want to be careful here. Not too sure he knows that Why She's trying to rotate on him. And he is going to be sitting here with 1 life. Always a risky maneuver to be sitting like that. Where's Sylar move to? He's going back towards lane. Nobody ends up killing ASD. Fortune's End out onto Jaja. They'll get the stun as well as the Burrow Strike onto Fenrir. He is dead to rights. And now Inflame on the run. He's got the dust on him as well as that static link. That'll take 84 damage here for Jaja. TP back HYM. Again, make their way out with yet another pickoff. That feels very bad. When you put a ward right under a sentry. $2,000 net worth lead already here for Sirius, and really no route of backing off on that lead right now. Inflame. Doing quite well in this lane. He's got the backup of HYM as well as Tian Ming. Looking for a stun and then a Fortune's End. Sylar farming like a madman over bottom. Alwyn has been struggling to stay in this lane. He is a level behind at the moment. And then ASD is taking over mid. But that is all while they come over top with Queen of Pain having that Sonic Wave to hit. They'll get the kill. They'll take out a second. Jaja low. It's a double kill here for the Queen of Pain. Tian Ming able to survive for a moment, but SCCC looking for an opportunity to get a kill. Still might find the Oracle. And will. So it ends up being 3 kills for the Queen of Pain. Moves over top once and really does take advantage, nullifying the 2,000 net worth lead that Sirius had just a moment ago. They'll find the stun, HYM, followed up by the Burrow Strike from Inflames. Sylar trying to get the kill on Alwyn. He's under the tier 1 tower. Backs off as the stun hits again from this Lina, but don't want to pressure under this tower. ASD continuing to farm up, but he's in a little bit of trouble as he was under the tier 1 tower, lifted up by this Rubik and ASD, pressuring him back.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So 10 minutes in, we'll switch it over to the network, see how far ahead Sylar is, especially compared to that Razor, about 700 gold advantage. Just continuing to farm, finally has those phase boots. Oh, and though, level 8 now. So experience-wise, not too far behind. He's been finding his way back into it, but still, just based on the farming right now, Sirius get back to their 1,000 net worth lead. It was 2,000, and then SCCC moving over top and grabbing 3 kills, taking advantage of his mobility early on. Bottom, Doom out onto the Sand King. They've got the telekinesis. Will they be able to get the kill? Nobody rotating over here for Sirius. And with the shockwave coming out, Alwyn will get himself a kill here onto the Sand King.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Fortune's End on the Jaja, followed up with a stun. Dragon's Wave thrown out, and Jaja pressured back. Sylar not here in time to follow that up, but has made his way over to pressure this top lane. Got 4 heroes here, and SD is over mid, and he is staying there for the moment. Inflame moving over, doesn't have a blink dagger to get closer to this disruptor, but pressuring him back while Sylar does the damage to the tier 1 top.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
So they grab the tower. Meanwhile, their tier 1 tower bottom will go down.
Tower has fallen.
They'll throw down a sentry ward. They might look to fight this. HYM comes over. As they will find Inflame. They've got the static link. They'll chase. Stun thrown. Gonna miss here from HYM. And great Burrow Strike to avoid the glimpse back. Simple movements like that with the Burrow Strike to avoid the glimpse and save his life. ASD continuing to farm. He is still ahead of the Queen of Pain, despite not having any kills and the Queen of Pain having 3. But above it all is Sylar, who's going into the battlefield. He's already picked up the Demon Edge. He's level 10 and doing really well at the moment. Nobody really finding time to stop him is why she will come over with Fenrir, but the only one down here at the moment is Inflame and TM Ming. I'd like to see this Razor do a bit more, as he's still 700 gold behind this troll, but 2 levels behind him as well. You take a look at the net worth, it's a slight lead for Sirius. XP gets up there as well. So they need to be careful on Newbee. I think if they lose a couple here and they really let StarLadder get off the handle, that could be a major problem. And I don't know if there's any turning around from that. He's going for the Battle Fury right now. Doesn't need much more gold to finish it off. He only needs 1150. With the way he's been farming, he should have that in no time.
Dire's top tower
The game has kind of fallen back into a bit of a farming frenzy, as both teams losing their tier 1s in their long lanes, and Jaja looking to make up some farm. He's level 9. But still just sitting 2 levels behind StarLadder. He's not been bothered. And nobody's really coming over. Ever since the move over top, SCCC's been pretty quiet. They'll look bottom again for the Sand King. They've got a ward on the high ground. They had a sentry nearby. But Newbee not finding anything as the Sand King just kind of backs off. They move so many heroes over bottom. ASD is pressuring the tier 1 tower mid. He's going into the Lincoln Sphere. And we'll see if he's able to get this tower. SCCC going for the deny, but SD stops hitting him for a moment, and we'll get the tower kill. StarLadder comes over top for a second, shows himself, backs the Razor off. We've got the Invis rune on the Oracle, level 6, so it does have a False Promise save. Everything for Sirius looking pretty good, and they'd love to have this Blink Dagger on Inflame. SCCC. We form on top of him. He'll blink away. But meanwhile, bottom, Static Storm, Laguna Blade comes out. They'll get the kill on a Fenrir. The Telekinesis throws them down on HYM. They'll get themselves at least 1 apiece. They'll look for Inflame, who will start the epicenter. The False Promise keeps him alive. Now he starts to run. I'm not too sure he'll survive this all. ASD needs to be careful. The False Promise runs down. He ends up dying, but so does ASD. Surrounded by 4 heroes. Goes in way too far. Does not have help from StarLadder. And 3 kills there for Newbee. And that is the second game in a row. We kind of see ASD get a bit ahead of himself. He gets ahead of himself and he ends up dying. Now StarLadder's got this Battle Fury, and that did open up a little bit of space for him. But is that going to be enough? Morphling going into that early E-Blade. We'll see how quickly he's able to get that. Blink Dagger there for the Doom. Arcane Boots for HYM. Where are we on the Blink Dagger for Inflame? Still 1,200 gold away. So he needs to farm up quite a bit to have that initiation. Doom takes the top net worth spot, going into an Ags. He has that Blink Dagger, goes into the Midas, as well as having the Devour. Going into Ags. This is not an item you see all too much here on Dooms. You'll see Drums, Blink, BKB, but this is an Ags. And StarLadder, they smoke up, and he heads right into Roche. We'll try to take Roche here. It's getting low pretty quickly. Nobody coming over yet from Newbee. They take the top tier 1, and they put some pressure onto the tier 2, but Aegis is going to be picked up here for Sirius.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Ooh, Dire Courier goes down. Alwyn coming over. Infernal Blade out onto the Morphling. He starts to TP and then stops that, as now Inflame does finally have that Blink Dagger.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Getting to the 18-minute mark, StarLadder will take back that top of the net worth spot, and he's going into a Yasha. Ooh, bottom setting up. They are smoked. They'll look over at Jaja. The Burrow Strike hits. Epicenter being charged up with the Laguna Blade coming out. They'll get the kill here onto the Razor. Takes 4 heroes and 2 ultis. They're happy with it.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Actually gets 3 ultis.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom
Take the tier 1 tower over bottom, and Sirius moving with that pressure, grabbing themselves a tower as well as a pickoff on the Razor. Razor had been shut down quite a bit, but has recovered nicely, and actually the one who's slowed down the most is the Queen of Pain. Sitting here behind the Sand King, who continues to just farm up a storm, has the Blink Dagger now as well as the Hood.
Dire are scanning.
So, Sanjin Yasha next for StarLadder. They come over towards bot, but here's Jaja again. Burrow Strike lands, and he tries to get away, but will be rooted by the Fortunes End. StarLadder with another kill. They pick up the E-Blade on the Morphling. Disruptor shows himself, but getting that kill on a Jaja, not much Newbee can throw back at them now.
Under attack. Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Grab the tier 2 tower.
I'll take your tribute.
Grab themselves a 4,000 net worth lead, and StarLadder ready to purchase out the Sanjin Yasha.
Double damage.
Queen of Pain still going for this Orchid, and Jaja being slowed down on the BKB. Meanwhile, mid, StarLadder may have gone in a little bit too far. Everybody's coming around him, and they have Tian Ming to try and get the save. And they will use the False Promise, but they've got the Glimpse as well as the Static Storm right on top of him. Meanwhile, they take out Fenrir, and the Troll ends up surviving through the False Promise. Still has the Aegis. The stolen Laguna Blade will be thrown to get the kill, but now he's got himself that second life. $10-8 in favor of Newbee, but a 5,000 net worth lead for Sirius. So yeah, you've got the kill lead, but you don't have the gold lead. Sirius with the Morphling having that E-Blade going into the Lincolns, they feel comfortable there. They've got the BKB coming out next for the Troll, and I would say with that BKB, they could definitely put a lot more pressure on. The smoke, though, from Newbee. The scan comes out. Great positioning from Inflame, but as I say that, he gets hit by the telekinesis. They blink forward. They've got the Doom out onto the Morphling. Is this going to be enough? Burrow Strike lands. He's trying to get out. There's the screen. They'll get the kill on the ASD. They'll buy back immediately on the Morphling to try and turn this, but they don't have the tier 1 tower to go to. They'll have the Shrine as well as the tier 2. And here comes ASD. The Adaptive Strike hits. They'll get the kill on Jaja. They'll lose HYM, but they got Waishi. So 3 heroes dead on Newbee. They look over at the Queen of Pain. Oh, rooted. And with the Adaptive Strike, the help with the Morphling, they'll get the kill. 4 heroes dead on the side of Newbee. And Sirius come out like bandits on that one. It was pressure from Newbee. And it gets turned around on them as Sirius do buyback on the Morphling, but will take out 4 and grab a little bit of a gold advantage in that team fight, but a lot of experience in their favor.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
So now more pressure coming out.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Burrow Strike, E-Blade, Jaja, just straight dead. Epicenter gets used. Waishi needs to get back as the Shadow Strike is thrown on the Inflame.
Radiant structures are fortified.
They're going to try and defend, but this tier 3 is going to go down. All in Blink gets the stun onto 2. They've got the Static Storm as well as the Kinetic Field. They'll drop down the Troll, but is Sylar really going to end up dying? Static Link isn't for long. They finally glimpse Sylar back, but the Burrow Strike hits on Jaja, and now he's the one in trouble. The Laguna Blade comes through. Jaja ends up dying. He's dead for 70 seconds. And this was looking like a quick second game here in a potential 2-0. But ASD gets blown up by Waishi. They turn it around onto All-In. Morphling, though, not the entire problem.
Dire's middle barracks are under attack. Dire's middle barracks has fallen.
So they grab one Ceterax as well as a tier 3. Can they stop Sylar? Got a BKB coming. It's going to get much harder if this courier gets over.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Burrow Strike hits onto Fenrir. Throwing Burrow Strike hits onto 3. But no follow-up. And they're going to lose another melee Rax. Burrow Strike short from Waishi. They've got the Glimpse as well as the Orchid on to Sylar, but he's got the BKB. Burrow Strike coming out from Waishi. They have a lot of damage, but the false promise is there from TMing. Doom comes out. Not sure if it's even going to matter. They will try to keep this Troll alive as All-In got the Doom out, but they finally do lose him. ASD is up in a moment. HYM getting low. The Laguna Blade comes out on a SCCC. They look over at Ming. They'll get themselves a 4th. Sand King does eventually get out, but that was very costly.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
There's a 13,000 net worth lead here for Sirius. It's 16 to 15 again, a kill lead that is irrelevant at this point. When Sirius has everybody up, there'll still be quite some time until the next Aegis is available.
Invisibility.
Or the next Roche.
Dire are scanning.
Dust and a sentry thrown down. Inflame backed off. It's a safety, that is. So there's, a double damage for ASD. They will have Sylar back up. He didn't use his BKB in the last exchange, so he still has a 10-second BKB to work with. And Sirius, relatively far forward, but at the same time, with this high of a lead and mid and top pushing in, they can put this much pressure on. They can posture this far up. Trying to still there. Telekinesis comes out on HYM. They throw the stun, and it looks like they're going to lose Alina.
Dire's top shrine is under attack. Dire's top shrine has fallen.
E-Blade coming through. Fenrir dies.
Radiant
So support for a support.
Under attack.
And still a minute left until this Roche is up. They're going to take over this area of the map. They've already taken out the shrine. ASD going to continue to farm, hold on to that double damage as long as he can. Once Roche is up, probably pop it. Get them a quick Aegis, hopefully, and from there, they'll look to siege again.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So Tian Ming's job changed from moving around the map and supporting to stand here, wait till Roche comes up. You're our eyes. And it's up in 7. There it is. So Sour immediately into the pit. Everybody up from both sides.
Under attack.
And we'll go into the pit and dip out really quickly. See if they re-enter one more time. He's still affected by that double damage for a little bit longer. So he's still going into the Lincoln Sphere. Just getting away with not much that Newbee can do to stop this. BKB finally picked up here for Jaja. How long he's been looking for that. And we'll get the Aegis on Sylar, as well as the cheese coming through on ASD. And this is going to be a smoke and pressure play coming out from Sirius. Alwyn going up to the high ground. They'll spot him. The ward placed under a sentry, so he knew they were coming. Not much he could do. Hit with that Laguna Blade and dead for 60. Does have buyback to work with. But again, Sylar and Sirius, they work over at the jugular, and this is the bottom tier 3 that is now in trouble, and they get the buyback out of the Doom.
Dire's bottom shrine is under attack.
So they grab this buyback, they send ASD back to push out this lane. One more tier 3 stands here for Newbee. And Sirius will go after this methodically.
Is under attack.
Just gotta wait for
Dire's bottom shrine
this lane to
has
push
fallen.
in, or Newbee grouping up together and going for a smoke play. Let's see if they could turn this into something of their favor. They've got the Orchid, no BKB here on the Queen of Pain just yet. Jaja's got his 10-second BKB. Will that be enough? We saw something similar to this in Game 1. Courier. Comes in, and now the BKB is going to be popped here by Alwyn. They've got the False Promise immediately placed down. We'll see if that's going to be enough here to save the Morphling. The Sonic Wave comes out. The E-Boy is going to be thrown to Jaja. He'll pop his BKB. False Promise finally wears off. He's back to full health. And now they look over at the Rubik. They'll get the kill on a Fenrir. Jaja turning it back around, but they've got the Epicenter on top of Waishi. They've already lost the Disruptor. They'll lose another one to the Rubik. And the aggression from Newbee doesn't pay off, and GG's going to be called a 2-0 here for Sirius. So Sirius start off the group stage with a very impressive 2-0 over Newbee, and again an impressive game there from Sylar back in that carry role. We take a look at the graph, all Sirius wire to wire, and not much Newbee could do. They never really set up much. after SCCC got those 3 kills over towards top, things seemed to slow down, and that benefited Sirius as they grabbed those items on Sour and AST, the E-Blade, the Battle Fury, the Lincolns for both of them, and after that, they really weren't in much trouble. So they get the 2-0, they defeat Newbee, and coming up next, let's take a look at this schedule. I don't know off the top of my head. Will be Newbee against eHome. So Newbee looking for some redemption here. They're going to need a series win over eHome to really have a shot at this. And we'll see if they're able to pull that off. We'll be back with that in just a moment. I'm your caster BCop at BCop92 on Twitter. Follow me to know when I'm casting. I cast all the time, basically. And we'll be back soon.